What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing? My name is Joe, just your average Joe, hanging out in the garage, getting ready to go over a few orders with you guys, and also, uh, yeah, just kind of share some of the things that are happening here recently. So, this won't be too long of a video, so hang around for a little bit. Number one, for folks that have been hanging around a while, I actually did a video yesterday, and I addressed everybody's comments. It was a 40-some minute video, and I went to post it and it had no audio. So apparently this microphone, I got to make sure that the green light is always on, or else it's not picking up. So I don't know how I messed that up. So for those who've been around a while, and for those like Kurt and I think it's Urina and Justin, and I can't remember who else commented, but Brett Shaw, I addressed your comments live on a video that has no sound, and I wasn't going to redo the whole video and start over. So that's just not me. I was thinking about it though. I was like, man, do I got to redo the whole video? And I was like, nah, you know what? You just missed one. Oh well, So sorry if I didn't address your comments, or not readdressing your comments, even though I replied to all of them when I did the video. Actually, I did it the day before yesterday, but I replied to everybody as I was doing the video, and then I'm sure you guys were like, wait a minute, there's no new video. Yeah, because when I went to post it, it was, again, no sound. So there's that. There's my conundrum. The crazy thing is I had gone over all of my sales from the weekend as well. So all my sales from Friday through Monday, I touched on all of those. How much I made, the normal thing on a Monday, because it was actually Monday. Today's Wednesday. So, yeah. So just a quick synopsis of what happened over the weekend. I had an awesome weekend. If you guys have been following with me, last week was terrible since my last deposit. My deposits are on Tuesdays. So since last Tuesday, or really Monday, really is like the cutoff day, because it doesn't really, whatever sells on Monday doesn't deposit on Tuesday. It's got to sit for like at least 24 hours or something like that before it releases, or 48 hours. I don't remember. Anyway, but since last week, I only did like $300 all week. It was a terrible week. But Friday through Monday, we had a great Friday through Monday. I ended up doing like $800 in sales. After shipping, everything was like 7 something. So still turned out to be a decent week. Didn't hit goal. My goal is 200 a day, 7 days, 1,400. That's my goal. I deposited yesterday. I deposited like 933 after all the shipping and all that kind of stuff. Like 933 after shipping and fees and everything. So again, didn't hit goal, but at least had a great weekend to make up a lot of traction. So because all last week was just dismal. It was terrible. So we're already starting this week out pretty terrible as well, to be honest with you. So we're gonna go over some sales, see what's going on. I don't really know what's going on with eBay. Me and eBay have like a love-hate relationship going on right now. But I don't have any new comments, I don't believe. I've got no new comments come through on any of the videos, so I'm not going to touch on any comments because there's nothing to comment, nothing to address. If you are new to the channel and you are watching, if you're new to reselling, if you've been around reselling a while, I've been reselling for 8 years full time, but I've been reselling just here and there on eBay since 2000, and buying on eBay since 2000. So I've been around a long time, seen a lot, been through a lot, have a lot of experience to share, a lot of scenarios I've been through. So if you have any questions about how anything works on eBay, how anything works on the reselling side of things, on how I do anything that I may not show on camera, which really just I go through things and I explain things and articulate certain things. But if there's anything specific, if there's anything specific that you would like me to cover or go over or explain in more detail, packing, shipping, fees, how to set up your store, whatever kind of questions you guys might have, if you're new to all this, or even if you've been around a while, I'll be glad to share and discuss those. And I typically will address those comments live. So I will go over your question. Again, if this is the first time you've been hanging with me, or if you're kind of new to hanging with me, I just started doing the reply live on all of your comments. So that way, the next video that uploads, I will address those comments that were on the previous video, basically. So you can kind of, watch the next one, and I'll address those questions you had on the last one. Pretty straightforward. So anyway, I'm here to help, basically, is what I'm saying. So if you have any questions, ask away, and I'll be happy to help you out to the best of my ability and with the best of my experience from this old dude that's been around a little while, been around the block a few times. But like I said, I've been doing this for a long, long time. So as you can see, I mean, that's kind of, you're just hanging out with the average Joe. I'm not a, just your average Joe hanging out. So, but anyway, in fact, I'm not even on the right eBay right now. Let me jump over. Well, let me make sure there's no sales on this one. I do remember Justin. I did want to touch on Justin. I think he's mentioned something about reselling Xboxes. I do sell Xboxes. I do mess with Xboxes. He mentioned about having only like one issue with his with the buyer or losing money on eBay through a situation where I guess he got scammed or whatever in like 3,500 transactions. So that kind of made me look at my transactions because I never look at them to see how many I have. On this eBay, I've got 5,100 transactions, and on my eBay that's tied to just your average Joe, I've got 3,000 transactions there. So that's 8,100 transactions, sales that I've done on eBay lifetime on both of my eBay accounts. So I've done a little bit of selling, So let me jump over to my eBay because right now I'm on my other eBay. Let's get some sales and see what we got going on. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful week, and hopefully your sales are going well because mine are not. I mean, they're not bad. It's steady, but it's not popping like it should be, man. I'll say that. It's not popping like it should be. I feel like I got a lot of good stuff up, and it's just not popping like it should be. So I've been putting things up the last few days. I've been pretty consistent with putting things up. Today I need to put some things up because I have not put anything up yet. I did do a pickup today, $120. Man, I'm gonna show y'all what I got. Let's see, sales. I'm running way behind today, so it's already like 3:30. The mail lady's already come and gone, so I just got to get these labels done so I'm not late on my shipments because right now that's where we're at. So I need to pack. I'm gonna do all 5 of my items. I got 5 sales. So from yesterday to today, 5 sales. Total $206.17, $206.17. So we'll go over those, then I'll show you what I picked up. First thing it sold was an iPhone. Actually, it was my daughter's iPhone. It was my daughter's iPhone it's just broke. It's all jacked up, cracked, and everything. iPhone 6. But anyway, it sold for $42 plus shipping. Sold a pair of. Where are these at? Are they over there? In here, maybe? They might be in here. Thought they were in here. Yes, right here. Sold these Tommy jeans. Got them for $1. Tommy jeans. Tommy Sport. Jean shorts. Sold those for $28 plus shipping. Next thing up is, let's see, that sold. And Red Dead Redemption. Let's see. That's always a good title. Red Dead. In fact, it sold yesterday, and the person that bought it asked me to cancel the order. So I canceled the order. I relisted it this morning, and it sold within an hour of relisting it. Usually Red Dead Redemption goes pretty well. It's not expensive. $11 free shipping on that one. So 11 free ship. Let me get a case for it. If you don't know, anytime I send out disc only, if you've never seen before, I always keep like the old, like any sort of case or disc case or anything, whether they're this kind or this kind, there's any kind that I get through a deal that are just kind of janky. Like this one's janky, got stickers all over it. Which, by the way, if you have stickers on anything, here's your nugget for the day. If you've been with me before, you may already know this. Goo this specific Goo Pro Power adhesive remover, man, this stuff is amazing. It'll take all them stickers off, all the residue for sticky sticker stuff. It is amazing. Like, I don't promote many products because there's not a lot of stuff that just blows me away, but man, that stuff blows me away. So like anything sticky on anything, it takes off all these stickers. Now, if I could have taken the stickers off and reused the case, but a lot of times, like this case has some nicks and tears in it and stuff like that. So there's like a tear in the corner and stuff. So, and there's a crack in the plastic. So, you know, normally I would take the stickers off and clean up the case and keep the case, because, you know, PS2 cases are PS2 cases, and you're always going to come, if you're a video game reseller, you're always going to come across other PS2 games that are complete, but their cases are jank. So when you got a decent one, clean it up, especially, you know, if you got some time, it takes a few minutes, clean it up, make it look nice, and then put it in a pile. And then when you get that game later, you can just swap it out. And then the janky case that's broke or whatever, it all tore up, I use that to ship out my disc only. So method to the madness. So bought this for $5 at a yard sale. Motorola V3 Razr. Complete in box. Got the phone, works. It's got the charger, the earbuds, and all the original paperwork. $5 at a yard sale. Working at a phone company, or I worked for AT&T for almost 11 years. So I knew, man. I was like, man, there's some people that, even though it's old school, there's some people looking for some razors. But it sold for $60 plus shipping. So there's that, $60. Can't go wrong for $5. And the last thing that sold is Star Wars. The Force Unleashed 1 and 2 on PS3. Again, I do try to bundle if I've got the same, like I showed you all in the last video. Actually, that may have been the one that was muted and I didn't post, but I try to combine like games. So like this sold for $22.50 plus shipping. The other example I have is like Assassin's Creed. I've got all 5 of the Assassin's Creed, so these are all one bundle on eBay for like $30, I want to say, or $25 for the bundle. So I do try to, like, if it's you know, like if I have all the Halos, if I have just any titles that are the same like that, I try to keep them together. So, or sell them together, which typically goes pretty well. So that's it. Those are my 5 sales. 5 sales, 206.17. So I'm gonna get these packed up. But I'm going to show you guys what I picked up today real quick. I've chipped away at my my pile a little bit. So my pile is a little, it's been chipped away out a little bit, but not much. I do have, what's today? Tuesday. So I've got Wednesday, Thursday. I got today and 2 more days to get the rest of this pile chipped away at. But if you happen to, if you were with me on the last one, you'll notice probably that the table is clearing off a little bit. Let me not let you guys shake a little so much. But the table's clearing up a little bit. My daughters went through their bedrooms, and so like all this is like gonna get taken to our store. We got a thrift store. So like all this baby stuff and all that's just stuff that we're gonna be taking to our thrift store. Like I said, my daughters went through. My oldest helped my youngest go through all her stuff. So my youngest, all like her bedrooms, they rearranged the bedroom, took out a bunch of stuff that my youngest isn't going to use anymore, and so that's all going to go to our thrift store. But anyway, I have cleared off the table a little bit. All I have left is really just the gaming stuff, which my plan is to get through between today and tomorrow. But today I had a deal that I picked up, so let's see if I did good. I spent $120, and we ended up getting this, which is pretty cool. It's just the case though. The case is like $15, but like it's a $50 game. And pick this up, which I'm debating whether to keep it or not. Pick this up. If any of y'all know, it's got the adapter on the top to lock into your Model 1 Genesis Sega CD. This is the original Sega CD. So this is this one, and then the other one that the Sega CD, they sit next to each other. So you got the Model 2 set next to each other, Sega CD, and then the Model 1 they set on top in the original Sega CD. So $120, and then I got this bag full of stuff. So this is more janky, but Nintendo, it's pretty janky. Got to clean it up, and some games with it. A bunch of the Nintendo cases and things like that. I had Mario Paint, which the Mario Paint guide is pretty janky. It's all bent up and kind of gross, but it's got the mouse and like Game Genie was in here. Game Genie, one of these controllers, which I don't know if it works or not, but It's pretty janky. Everything in here is pretty janky. So, you know, nothing crazy. I think most of these are filler games. I'm pretty sure that's a filler. Was that Silent Service? I think that's pretty much a filler. Sesame Street's a filler. I'm pretty sure. I need to look them up just to make sure. Deadly Towers. I don't know. That might be something. I've never seen that one before. Ultraman. I don't know if Ultraman's any good. I need to look that one up. What else? Of course. What are those? What is this? All right, so I think that's it. So the next thing is what? Operation Wolf. I don't think I've ever came across that one before. I'm pretty sure that's nothing. Sonic. Menacer, which I don't think is anything. It came with. You had to have the gun with it. And then Super Mario. Can't go wrong with Super Mario. And of course Paint. So so that's $120 for all that. I think that was a pretty good deal. Even if I keep the Sega CD, I'll break even because the Nintendo has the hookups to it. So assuming the Nintendo works, I just sold one for $150 with like 7 games and the Zapper. I think I have a Zapper. I might not have a Zapper, but I've got an extra controller for the Nintendo, and it's got all the hookups. And I've got a couple extra games that I can throw in with it. Mario would be one. Mario. Mario. Well, I guess I don't need Duck Hunt, but I have Mario Duck Hunt. I may buy a Zapper for it. Honestly, they're like $17 if I don't have one, just so I can make a nice bundle again for $150. That's kind of how my gears turn. It's just it's more desirable when you have the gun and all that with it. So I don't think I have an extra gun. I might have an extra gun. Hold on a second. I have an extra gun. So I just got to take it off eBay. I may even have another one. So I do have an extra gun. I just got to take it off eBay. So so there's that. So I don't have to worry about buying one. But so that bundle is complete. I just got to throw in Mario and Duck Hunt, test it, make sure it works. And I've got a couple other games I can throw in with it. So I have like 5 or 6 games, 7 games with it. The Duck Hunt, 2 controllers, which I have an extra one in the system, $150. So there's my money back right there. Then you got Mario, you got Mario Paint, the Game Genie, and all that other stuff. So even if I keep the Sega CD, and this is more for, I think it's for, oh man, I'm losing track. I forget who commented. Somebody commented about not smoking your own stash or something like that, which I get it. Was it Ivan maybe? But anyway, you know, when you come across stuff that you know is worth it, you got to keep it, especially if you're still going to make $1. Make your money back, make $1, and still able to keep something, especially that rarity. As much as I've been picking, I've yet to come across a Sega CD. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. How'd I do? Good pickup for 120. I think it was a pretty good pickup for 120. Even if I don't keep the Sega CD goes for parts for 150. I saw on eBay. Working 300-ish. I mean, it's 250, 300, 350. If I get the Model 1 with it, which I can get a Model 1 on eBay for probably 60, $70. It jumps the price up when you have the whole thing together to like $300 to $400. It's wild. So I don't know. I may hold off and try to do that, and then sell it all together, or I may just try to sell it and test it. I don't know if I can test I think I have Sega CD games, so I'm gonna try to test it. I don't have a controller for it because I think the controllers worked through the Genesis, the Model 1, I believe. Maybe you guys know. I don't think it's got controller hookups. No, so the controller hookups go through Model 1. So I have a power supply for it. It might have a game in it, possibly too. So I would need to get, if the game doesn't auto load with it, then I do need to get the Model 1 for the controllers to be able to then go through like menus and things like that. So we'll see. I'm gonna test it as is and see if I can get it to load up. It's just AV cable and power, and I got the power for that. So yeah, we'll see if I can get it to show something up on screen. I don't know if I can navigate through any menus or anything, but assuming it auto loads a disc, I do have a game. I can throw the game in. If it auto loads and shows up, then I know it's working. So yeah, so that's all I got for you guys. That's it. That's hanging out with your average Joe. Thank y'all for hanging. I'm gonna get these things packed up. Those 5 items packed up. So at least the 3 that sold yesterday won't show up as overdue, and the 2 that sold today are good to go. And then we'll be back tomorrow. Obviously, back tomorrow with another one. Hopefully, like I said on the last video, my goal is to have all this cleared out by Friday again. So I've got a little work ahead of me, not much, but a little bit of work ahead of me to get this stuff cleared out before Friday, so I can be ready and have room for whatever comes at me for Friday and Saturday for yard sales. So of course I got my batch of clothes sitting here. Have I ever said I hate clothes? I hate clothes. So they might still be sitting there, even though they gotta go up on eBay too. I also have a bin under here that's got some clothes in it still. It's like a bunch of Carhartt stuff that I need to get up on eBay too. So technically I got, like, I would call it 2 bins worth of clothes sitting here that need to get up on eBay too. So I need to chip away. I'm gonna go ahead and put a goal on myself, and I'm gonna have you guys hold me accountable. My goal is to have, or at least y'all can pick at me. My goal is to have all those up. Both of these bins, these piles, this pile and then this bin right here, is like, you can barely see it, but it's a clear bin right there. My goal is to have all this up on eBay by the end of next week. So, or at least all the pictures taken and in my phone, so that way I can little by little, because that's how I do clothes. So I can little by little get them up on eBay, because that's the easiest way for me to do clothes, is to take a bunch of pictures of them all, hang them up so they're there, and then I slowly, when I take my daughter to gymnastics, sit for an hour and a half or whatever, doctor's appointment, whatever that I'm doing. During that downtime, I can kind of, I got some stuff I can list real quick because I have all the pictures on my phone. So that's how I manage to do clothes. That's because I hate clothes. So that's the easiest way for me to do clothes, is it works for me. But I got to do it. So hold me accountable. By the end of next week, I want all these clothes up on eBay. And by the end of this week, this is cleared out. So what I got, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 9, 10-ish items here. 8 of them being video game systems. I got to clean, test, blow out, sanitize, make sure they're all good to go. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully your sales are going well. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, drop comments. Like I said, if there's anything I can help with regarding anything that you're doing with eBay or just reselling as a whole, drop comments, man. Even if it's, how do you do this or how do you do that? I'll be glad to answer those questions. But enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see y'all on the next one.